Now we'll also examine the definition given by Philip Kotler, who is perceived to be the guru of marketing. So he also has a say on the definition of marketing. But let me quickly recap the definition given by the Chartered Institute of Marketing, which seems to be more appropriate definition. So marketing here, as per Chartered Institute of Marketing, is defined as the management process, right? So I've explained you the concept of identifying, anticipating, satisfying the needs of customers profitably. But what is this management process is that I didn't mention. So what is management process? Management itself is a process which involves planning, organizing, coordinating, staffing, and controlling. So do we use all these management principles and processes in marketing? The answer is absolutely yes. Do we use planning in marketing? The answer is planning is used at both micro level and macro level. The moment you launch, before even launching the product, right, you have a plan in place. The moment you conceive an idea, okay, this is my idea. So let's come up with electric scooters for Indian market. So that's my idea. So I have formed an idea in my mind. The moment I form an idea, the next step is to prepare a plan to execute my idea. So even before the product has come into the market, the process of planning has already begun, right? So do we apply the concept of planning in marketing? The answer is very much. Planning is an essential component of marketing or any other functional area of business. So that's the reason the definition begins with that marketing is a management process, because in management we do planning. So what is coordinating, or what is coordination? It's a grouping of activities which involves departmentalization, defining the hierarchy, who's the CEO, who's the chairman, forming various departments. In the organization, you people are aware that there are departments like HR, marketing, finance, research and development, production and operations. But within marketing department, also there are sub departments. So within marketing department, there's a product development and innovation department. There is sales, there is promotion and advertisement, there is public relation department. So within marketing also there are departments. So when we say coordinating or coordination, it is grouping of activities. So that is something which we do in marketing also. Do you need staff for marketing? All the functions of marketing are carried out by people, and people play an extremely important role in the marketing. So yes. Now what is this so-called controlling? Controlling is an important managerial activity, or it's an important management process in which you first define the standards, you set the standards, and then you measure the results with the actual standards. And if there is any deviation, you have to come up with corrective actions. So that is extremely important. So do we do this in marketing also? The answer is yes, of course we do this in marketing also. Now, recently, Mahindra and Mahindra, which is into various types of businesses, and of course, automobile is one of their important businesses. And they have recently launched XUV 700, which is their flagship sports utility vehicle. And the predecessor of this XUV 700 was XUV 500, which was of great success. It gave a new identity to Mahindra. In fact, it helped Mahindra in expanding its market share, expanding the international reach. Mahindra earned a lot of respect from the customers because of this product. There was the brand loyalty increased, right? So this particular car has done wonders. And after a very long period of time, a new upgrade has been done and XUV 700 was launched. Now, at the time of launch, and before, forget about at the time of launch, Mahindra at the time of designing the product XUV 700, I've done a lot of homework, because when XUV 500 was launched, the situation was different. At that time, we did not have so many competitors in India's automobile industry. When Mahindra XUV was eventually launched, there were only few players. But now things have changed. Customer needs have changed. Scenario has changed. Market has changed. Now the competition has become even more tougher, because the entire SUV segment, the sports utility segment, is totally being dominated by players like Hyundai, right? And now we have a new entrant which has taken the entire Indian automobile industry by storm, that is Kia. So Kia was launched recently, and in short period of time, it has become top three car makers in India. So now Mahindra has challenges which are far more greater than what it had when it launched XUV 700. So Mahindra had to work hard to make the product more competitive, and it has done a lot of research, planning. Finally, the product is launched. Now, of course, it would have set some targets that in the first month after the launch, we have to sell so many units of cars, we have to expand our market share by so many percentage. What if it doesn't happen? That is where the top management will meet and discuss, okay, this is where our target and we have not achieved it. So what went wrong? Where is the deviation? So that's what controlling is all about. First, you have to set the standards. Then you have to measure the actual results with the standards what you have set. And if there is a deviation, then you have to come up with corrective measures, corrective actions. So in our example, if Mahindra is XUV, the flagship model, which is being launched with an aim to capture the growing SUV segment in India, if it is not able to capture customers, if it is not able to generate sales, if it is unable to improve the market share of Mahindra, then of course the top management will meet and find out what went wrong, right? So that is what the last step of management is, controlling. So when we say marketing is a management process, we apply all this in marketing also. That's the reason the word management process becomes the highlight of the definition in the beginning. Now, coming to the definition given by Philip Kotler, which more or less draws a lot of inspiration. You can find some similarity between the first definition and this one, but there are new elements that are also being added. Now, one of the new element of this definition is that it says it's a societal process. That means it's a process that deals with human beings, right? So marketing caters to the needs of human beings, right? It's a societal process. It's a process in which community is involved, society is involved, people are involved. So with the help of marketing, what individuals do is they obtain what they want, right? So marketing is a process through which you people, we all individuals, the entire society gets what they want to satisfy their needs, right? If you're hungry, there is a product. If you're angry, there's a product for anger also, right? If you want to commute from one place to another, there is a product. If you're bored, you need some entertainment, there is a product. For all your needs, marketing has products. And that's what we do. Whenever need arises, we go to the marketer, obtain what we want. So that's what marketing does. And that's what Philip Kotler is trying to say here, that it is a process through which individuals obtain what they want. So how do we obtain what we want? That's a question mark. The answer is we obtain what we want through an exchange process. We obtain what we want through an exchange process. Now, what is exchange process? Just reflect on how do you buy things. The answer is you pay money and you get what you want. So in order to get what we want, there's a transaction, and this transaction involves buying and selling. And buying and selling involves to pay for something and to get what we want. Right? So this is what exchange is according to marketing. marketing says if you want to obtain what you need, you have to go through the exchange process. Exchange process is nothing but buying and selling, trade. So the question mark is, in order to create exchange, you have to buy and sell. You have to pay for what you want to buy. Is it not possible to obtain what we want without having to go through the exchange process is what my question is. Because Philip Kotler says if to obtain what you want, exchange needs to be created. So if I'm feeling thirsty, I might probably go to a juice center, pay their 20 rupees and have one drink. So exchange is being created and my need is being satisfied. My need was that I was thirsty. So I obtained what I want through an exchange process. My need is satisfied. Marketing process is closed. The question is, without this exchange process, can we satisfy our needs? The answer is yes. Options are available. Exchange is not the only means of satisfying the needs. Or in other words, exchange is not the only means of obtaining what you want. There are other means also. So what are the other means? Some of the means you might find quite funny, right? But there are options. Of course, the first is something what our ancestors would have done centuries back, called captive consumption. So what you want, you grow and you eat. Right? People used to grow all agricultural products. People used to make things which they wanted. So there was no exchange at all. I only grow things, I only eat it. If I need something, I only make it. So there's no exchange. Right? So first one is to create things and consume. Captive consumption. This is also one way of satisfying your needs. Second way of satisfying your need is through begging. Right? Sounds funny, but yes, this is also an option available. To obtain what you want, you don't have to pay and obtain it. You can beg, of course, right? There are a lot of people who do this, unfortunately. So begging is also one way to, right, obtain what you want. The third one seems quite interesting. Coercion, obtaining things forcefully, right? We have seen this in movies. The villain will take one rifle, one gun to a supermarket stores, especially in Hollywood movies, and he will get what he wants. So he will buy things, he will take the cash from the cashier. Exchange not required. Take what you want. Right? So even though we have options like captive consumption, begging, coercion, the best way to obtain what you want is through exchange process, and that's also a legal way of doing it. Right? Pay for it and get the things. So Philip Kotler says marketing is a process, societal process through which people or individuals like me and you, we get what we want through an exchange process, right? So that's the highlight of this definition. And Philip Kotler says this exchange process, what we are going through, that is paying for what we want, should result in value. Now that's a very important term in marketing, and this is the term which most of the marketers are scared of, because marketer wants to ensure that the exchange should result in value. If it doesn't result in value, it leads to customer dissatisfaction. When there's a customer dissatisfaction, it means you have lost the customer. It is not just that you have lost the customers, but you might also lose prospective customers. So that's the challenge. How? So first of all, what value is? Value in simple words is the sum total of benefits what you have received for the price what you have paid. It's the total of benefits what you have obtained by paying a certain amount of money. So if you feel that price is equal to benefits, it creates value. But if you feel price what you have paid and the benefits what you have received, price and benefits, remember these are the two variables. If benefits has exceeded the price what you have paid, it does not only results in value, but it also results in customer delight. But the third situation is something which marketer does not wants to happen. when the customer feels the price is much higher than the benefits what he has received. If this situation occurs, this leads to dissatisfaction, and dissatisfaction means, as I mentioned, the customer will not come back to you again. That means you have lost the customer. It's not just that, the damage is beyond this, because this guy who is dissatisfied, now he will spread all that hatred on the social media and through word of mouth, and your brand image gets dented. So you're not just losing the existing customer, you might also lose prospective customer. And that's the reason why Philip Kotler is focusing on the word value, which has become an extremely important component in the present context. All marketers are doing all that they can to create this concept called customer value. Because, I just mentioned the consequences of not doing this. So this is extremely important. So this is what marketing is all about, right? So we also have another point to discuss called the marketing process now, since we are running out of time, and I also want you people to ask me some questions. So let me quickly recap what is that we have discussed in today's session. That marketing is a process through which we obtain what we want through an exchange process, and this exchange process should create value. This is as per Philip Kotler. And as per Chartered Institute of Marketing, marketing is a management process through which individuals, people like me, and of course, even the business organizations, the marketer has to identify their needs, anticipate their future needs, and satisfy their needs profitably. So this is what marketing is all about. So the focus of all marketing activities is the customer, right? So all other things, what we initially debated on, they are all part of marketing, whether it is sales, distribution, promotion, product development, advertisement, all these are activities of marketing, but this itself is not marketing. Marketing is all about identifying and satisfying the needs of the customers.